Again, and let's get right into it and finger bang the NFL again, as we always do. And we're a little out of order, I think, but not for the first game. First game, New Orleans versus Los Angeles Rams. With this game, we're gonna. I think we're gonna see a lot of Derek Carr throwing Derek Carrs, and we're going to see the emergence of the Rams being a hot team late in the year. We all counted them out, me included, in the beginning, and now they're just on a hot streak. They're just one of the better teams now, whether you accept it or not. Since I think week 8, they've been projected as a top 5 defense, or maybe top 10. I might have read that one wrong, but it's definitely top 10. And their offense, right up there with anyone. They have two good guys, Nakua, right? Cooper Cup, right? And they still have their tight end over there. So this team is going to be good to go. They got a run game, their defense, like I just said. So they're going to be just fine, guys. And Derek Carr is not. They got their win last week. I was wrong about it. I thought the Giants. Well, no, I thought the Giants would cover. I didn't think the Giants would win. So I was right about the win, just wrong about the cover. But with this, I think New Orleans will cover, and I think Los Angeles will win this game for the Thursday night game. That's what I would say for that, because I think Los Angeles is just very focused right now, and we already know McVay's revered, so they're gonna let him win before they let this whatever guy win. I forget his name. Dennis Allen. Yeah, no. This is a coaching mismatch. But anyway, next game, let's see. Cincy versus Pitt. I like Cincy. I like their backup quarterback more than Mason Rudolph, the third string. But Rudolph is definitely better than Trubisky. It's an upgrade, but it's still not enough. I never understood any of the quarterbacks they chose other than Ben Roethlisberger. Like, none of them made any sense to me. They're gonna need to find a guy. Otherwise, Tomlin's gonna need to get the hell up out of there. Because if you don't have a quarterback in this NFL, this day and age, you're not gonna be successful. Because everything is run through the quarterback and the receivers. It's an offensive league. It's not how it used to be, where it's through the running back. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get a star running back and an O line. Like, you still need an O line, but you can work around that if you got a good quarterback. And that's what people are starting to realize. So I think Cincy is a little bit better and they have more weapons to go to. Not that Pittsburgh don't have weapons, but I don't know. Rudolph hasn't played in how long? Like 2 years almost. So we don't know how he's gonna play or how he's gonna look. So it's kind of hard to bet on a guy we haven't seen yet in a while. We know he was okay, but are we gonna get okay after 2 years? We saw Deshaun Watson after 2 years, and he used to be like an MVP level type quarterback. So I just don't know. So I'm gonna go with Cincy with the win here. Next, we got Buffalo versus the Chargers. I like Buffalo. I'm not gonna waste time here. The Chargers don't really have anything. They lost their quarterback. They lost receivers, right? I don't even know Keenan Allen's playing. It's a mess over there. Their coach got fired, but who knows? We've seen this before in the NFL. The coach gets fired, and the team rallies around the new coach and plays their lights out and plays amazingly. That could happen here. So I'm gonna actually pull the e-brake and hold on a second, because Los Angeles, let's face it, the way they laid down last week. Not only was it scripted that way, but you could tell they don't want to play for that guy that was there. I don't even remember his name. They didn't like that guy. They just didn't fuck with him. So they didn't play for him. They didn't play hard. They didn't try. It looked like they went through the motions. When you watch them play, they didn't even look like professionals. Like, they just were like, all right, whatever. You could tell, like, it's almost like when they were getting the play calls called in, it's almost like they knew it was gonna work and they just did it anyway. They're like, oh shit, you calling this again? Yeah, this ain't gonna work. That's what it felt like watching Chargers games. So that's why it's kind of hard. But then again, Buffalo just beat the Cowboys. They're riding high. Now everyone's going to pick them. I could see an upset happening, guys, really. because it's going to be a Saturday night standalone game. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to be the one to call it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Chargers upset. But I'm picking Buffalo. But then again, though, this could be a mismatch because they do have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, so they could collapse that pocket on him. Like, we're thinking he could have a big game, but what if those two guys come out? So, I don't know, guys. This is a kind of a harder game than I thought because I didn't think about all this stuff I'm talking about at the moment. I don't know. Because the Buffalo's the safe pick, like as we know, but the Chargers could just pull something out of their ass. I don't know, man. Whew. I'm just gonna go with Buffalo as a safe pick. Like, I hate talking myself out of picks. Like, sometimes I do that. I'll talk myself out of a pick. Like, I'll already be like, yeah, they'll win, and then I'll keep talking, and I'll be like, hold up, no way. This isn't gonna happen. But yeah, we're gonna stick with Buffalo. Next, we got Indy versus Atlanta. You guys know how I feel about Shane and how I feel about Atlanta and Desmond Ridder. They need to get rid of him. Last year, I've been saying that since last year. They need to get rid of Desmond Ridder. I've been saying that since last year. They had a chance to do it, and they decided to roll with him and start him all year. I could have told you before the season started they're going to suck, and I did, and I've been saying it. He'll get you a couple wins here and there, but guys, there's 18 weeks. You better win one of those friggin' games. Even Carolina won a few games, and they have nothing, right? At all. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Indy here. Even if Atlanta beats them. Like, Atlanta on paper, if you look on paper, Atlanta has more playmakers. They do. They have more receivers. They have a better tight end. They have better running backs. Two of them, On paper, they look good. But it's the quarterback I don't trust. I don't trust Desmond Ridder. He's going to get rid of the ball to the other team like he always does. He does it with the best of them, like Derek Carr. I don't even call him Derek Carr. He has his own name, too, like Derek does. So, yeah, because Indy, they have Pittman. We don't even know if he's playing this week. So, I don't know. We just don't know if Indy is going to have enough. But then again, if you look at the money, I'm not going to tell you, but go look at the money. A lot of it's on Atlanta. So, that's why I'm kind of like feeling okay about Indy. So I'm just going to go with Indy. Next, we got Seattle, Tennessee. I think Seattle, off of that big win off of Dallas, they're going to be riding too high and emotional. And I think Tennessee, off of that loss, they're going to be pissed off and get it done out of nowhere. That's how Tennessee does it. They catch you with the uppercut when you're riding high. They're that sneaky team that comes in from behind. Pause. So, yeah, we're going to go Tennessee. Next, Detroit, Minnesota. It's a dome game. That's why the weather won't be a factor in December for Jared Goff. I don't trust him in cold weather. It's a dome. I trust him in a dome. So that's why I'm going to just go with Detroit. Another safe pick. Minnesota, I think they're starting Mullins again. Who knows? Or maybe it's Josh Jacobs. I don't know. But I don't want to say it won't matter because I think Jefferson's back, so who knows? He could go off and have a 200 reception yard day and make us all look stupid, the people that picked Detroit. Who knows? It's been done before. We've seen that movie, guys. Like, nothing surprises me anymore. Like, when I get a pick wrong, then it's just like, oh, okay, so they went with a different script this time, or the one we saw last week or last year or whatever. The point I'm saying is, there's not too much they can do here. There's only, like, so many scripts you can write with these games without us being like, oh, yeah, we saw this already. So, yeah. I'm just going to go with Detroit. I've picked, like, don't say that I'm picking favorites a lot here because I've picked Minnesota a bunch of times in an underdog situation. Plenty of times. So, I don't even want to hear that. So, all right, now we got Washington versus New York. This game, I would stay away from it. It's a stinker. Like, it's just, ugh, two defensive coaches butting heads at it. You really just flip a coin here. It's stink versus shit. That's what we're watching. We're gonna watch Washington versus the Jets. I almost don't even want to pick this game. It's like because it doesn't matter. Both teams are missing the playoffs. They suck. Their coaches suck. Their quarterbacks suck. Their running backs are okay. Their receivers are okay. They both have one number one guy. Tight ends, right? O line, D line. It was good for Washington, but now for the Jets, okay. Linebackers, okay for the Jets. Decent for Washington. DBs, decent for the Jets. And I'll even say, meh for Washington. So, but their quarterback might slightly be better only because he's played the whole year and hasn't gotten hurt, so he's got all that experience. Not that that matters, but I'm just trying to justify here how I can pick this game. But that might be a reason why I should go against them because of those reasons. See, nothing makes sense in the NFL, and like nothing does. That's how you got to think illogically, and like for the NFL, not in life, only for the NFL. So I'm trying to think outside the box. What would be interesting as a script writer? I'm trying to put myself in their shoes as the writer. Like, what would they not guess would happen, but would be entertaining and make us money? Probably the New York team winning, most likely. So I'm going to go with the Jets. All right, now we got Green Bay versus Carolina. Carolina, they got their win last week. I can't see them winning again, even though they're home, which will help Green Bay because it's nicer weather in Carolina than the frozen tundra. So, but then again, you just never know. Green Bay can come out and just play like shit. Right? Jordan Love can come out missing targets like he did last week. Guys pretending not to tackle and falling on their face, going for some crusty feet action. Some stank crusty feet action, right? Ugh. So it's just that's what makes it hard to pick these games. You just don't know what stupid shit's gonna happen or when. That's that. If it was real, it would be easy. If this were real football with no money involved, I'd be picking these games much easier than I do. But it just takes time because you got to think of whatever bullshit might happen. And even then, you still might be wrong because you don't know. No one knows for sure except for them. And that's what they're practicing all week, how to execute those main specific plays that they do that show up on the highlights. So I'll just go Green Bay here because I can't justify Carolina winning. Next we got Cleveland, Houston. That's gonna be a decent game, but I think Cleveland might overwhelm with the defense. But who knows? CJ Stroud might cut right through that. We're all thinking Cleveland's gonna win, but then Houston can win this game. They won last week with their backup against a decent team. So why couldn't they win now? I know Cleveland has a vaunted defense. I get it. They have basically a superstar at each level. Well, not really linebacker. Do they still have DeQuell Johnson? I don't even know, guys. That might be a stupid question. I don't know. But I remember he used to be a good linebacker there. I don't even know their linebacking core. I know that they have Myles Garrett. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Myles Garrett. They have that corner? What's his name? Speed guy. Denzel Ward. They got Grant Delpit. They got a couple guys back there. It's a decent defense that they actually drafted. They drafted those guys. Like a lot of those guys, they didn't sign them. So I give them props, Cleveland. This coach knows what he's doing. But the thing is, so does Houston's. They both are seemingly showing qualities that show that they have vision for the future to build a team. It's not just get it together for this year, and then now we don't know what to do. We've seen a lot of teams do that. Like, The Chargers, right? On paper, they look amazing, but they have no plan. They just brought in free agents. They said, "Hey guys, let's have a barbecue," and then nothing was being cooked on the grill. Like that's what I'm saying. So there was no plan. They just brought guys over and expected them to figure it out. But guys need a program. Guys need a leader. Guys need someone to look and fight for and fight to. Like otherwise, just you get the Chargers outcome. Now we got what? Cleveland, Houston. If you're telling me with a gun to my head, I want to say Cleveland, but I think they're going to have Houston pull a rabbit out of the hat. Because Houston, who would we rather see in the playoffs? Would we rather see C.J. Stroud or Old Man Flacco, who we've seen already, who won a Super Bowl questionably, right? So, personally, I'd rather see Houston. Like, I like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, I do, but I like C.J. Stroud more, I think. And D'Amico Ryan, I like them more. I'd rather see it more. So basically, yeah, I'm being biased, I guess. Not that I'm a fan, but I'd rather see them in the playoffs than Cleveland, is all I'm saying. Like, Cleveland, even if they make it, they're not winning the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. Or are they? I don't know. But, like, damn, Deshaun Watson, you finally had a team that can get you somewhere, and you freaking keep getting hurt and just can't finish, man. Now you're out for the year. You could have been in. You could have been in the playoffs, but not gonna happen. All right. So I'm gonna Houston. Whoa, hold on 1 second. Whoa, 1 second. I don't know why it did that. Oh, it's because I didn't move my mic. All right, I'm sorry about that. It's because I didn't move my mouse. Alright, so we're here. I could be wrong, but I'm picking Houston. Only because I think a lot of people are going to have Cleveland win. Alright, next we got Jacksonville, Tampa. That's going to be a good game whether you like it or not. I don't know which way to go there. Battle of Florida. You could flip a coin here, really. But I'm going to give it to Jacksonville. Just because I think Tampa's going to make the playoffs either way. And I think Jacksonville needs the win just to make it more of a battle in that conference. Because I still don't know if they want the Titans to make it. The AFC is looking more and more packed in that hunt for the playoffs. It's looking more and more packed. All these 7-win, 8-win teams, like even 6-win teams are still in it. If they get their 9 wins and they get some help, who knows? Who knows? All right, now we got Houston, Chicago. Arizona, Chicago. I think Chicago is going to win the game. Both quarterbacks are playing with something to prove, but Arizona is going to go with Kyler. Kyler's too good. He's a really good quarterback. He just needs players and just needs to keep getting better. Justin Fields, he needs a new location. He needs a quarterback coach. He needs an offensive coach. He needs a coach that's going to groom him and not just be a defensive coach and just be like, oh, go throw the ball and I'll concentrate only on the defense. Like, no. Why do you guys think he's not like one of the best quarterbacks? He should be. He's got all the tools to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, but he just doesn't have the team, the coaching, the franchise, none of that. I'd like to see him, even in Atlanta. Atlanta's an offensive coach. He's 10 times better than Desmond Ridder. Once they get rid of Desmond Ridder, who knows? Sky's the limit. They could even get Russell Wilson over there. Who knows? But I would love to see my man Fields over there. I'd like to see Fields in New York. Oh, my God. Daboll with Justin Fields? Please forget about it. Man, they'll forget about DeVito and Daniel Jones and Eli Manning, for that matter. They'll forget about all of them. Because this man would be good enough to hoist a trophy if you can groom him. Like Daboll, we know he can. Daboll is a quarterback whisperer. There are like 5 to 6 coaches that are like QB whisperers that I can think of. Maybe a little less or more. What, Shanahan, right? McVay, right? The guy from Cleveland. The guy I just said. And who else am I missing out on? Andy Reid. You gotta throw him in there. Who else? Shane Steichen. Miami's coach, McDaniel. I would say Josh McDaniels, but only as an OC, not as a head coach. But there's a bunch of OCs out there that he can work with. This is the point I'm saying. I was just thinking of a few guys off the top of my head. But you get him one of those offensive guys, send him there. If it's gonna go to another, if you're sending him to a team with a defensive coach, it's gonna be the same thing. He's gonna fizzle out. It's gonna be another bad situation. He might as well not do that. Only go to a place where it's offensive oriented. Coach thinks offense first. That's where he needs to go. Anywhere else, I don't want to see it again. All right, next we got Dallas, Miami. If Tyreek's there, I pick Miami. If Tyreek is not playing, I pick Dallas. And that's how I'll go there. New England, Denver, I pick Denver. Next we got Las Vegas, Kansas City. I pick Kansas City in a close game. I think it's going to be a better game because Kansas City's struggling to score. Next, we got New York versus Philly. I think this is going to be a good game too because it's divisional. The Giants, they know them well. They won the last game. I don't think they're going to win this time though. So I picked Philly in a close dogfight on Christmas. Last but not least is a potential Super Bowl matchup. And what I'll say about this is whoever wins this game, assuming this is the matchup, I'm not saying it will be, I'm saying if it is. If the Niners play the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl and the Niners win on this Sunday, they're going to lose in the Super Bowl. But if the Ravens win this Sunday and they play in the Super Bowl, the Niners will win the Super Bowl. That's how that's going to go, guys. I promise you. But for my pick, I'm going to go with San Fran. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to go with Baltimore. I think they'll let Baltimore win, and then this will be a rematch, and San Fran will hoist it in the end. But then again, are they going to ever let Lamar win one? Because, he's good enough to do so. He's better than Purdy, man. Lamar's a top 5 quarterback. Don't get it twisted. The way he works the pocket, his accuracy, and he can run, too. He doesn't even look for the run anymore unless he has to. And he's still able to just run away from everyone. So, I don't know. I think playing against that defense, I don't know. I think the Niners actually might win on this weekend, and then the Ravens win the Super Bowl. I just talked myself out of it because I think what's going to happen is San Fran, that rush is going to be so intense, and it's going to cause problems, and they're going to learn from the tape, and then the Super Bowl is going to be completely different, and the Ravens win it. So I'm going to pick the Niners to win on Sunday, and that's how we'll leave it, guys. Other than that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.